Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it. Everything is going down. They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Hey, what's up with you, Christina Carter? I see you out there, and what's it, Francine Beauty? I see you, Miss Francine Beauty. Hey, how you doing? Once again, this is Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. My co-stars be popping up. We got some guests that be showing up today, and just grateful to be in the house today. People still hit me up. Oh, Miss Francine Beauty is one of our guests today. She's out there in the audience, and so that's Miss Leonie Wade. Good to see her in the background. Again, this is Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. You know, where we take our show where it's just a conversation. We come together, different walks of life around the U.S. and different countries jump in, and we just want to say what it do, what it do, what it do. Now, as everyone knows, before I go into my credits, you know, we pride ourselves for being able to tackle conversations. We be able to we discuss on conversations that sometimes it's hard for other people to converse on because of what this platform was created. So as you know, my co-star Big Hank will be coming in pretty soon. He always working for the church. He'll be popping up, and along with a couple of other co-stars and our guests. They know that I always do these credits. But if you notice, and I've been saying this, that I've been wearing my Raiders hat a week before the preseason. And for the first time that I've ever known, my Raiders has been undefeated in the preseason. So I've been letting everybody know, I've been wearing my Raiders hat. So now people are suspecting. Now, when they finally lose, then I'm going to switch up my hats. But this has been one of my, some people say lucky hats. You know, here's one of our co-stars came in. What's up with you, Miss Sugarface? How and stuff.
How you doing, Sugarfoot Honey Love?
You got it. How you doing, Miss Cynthia Joi? It's a pleasure seeing you. I was starting to get concerned because she's in with me 10 minutes till and stuff, and I was like, okay, I know she's busy. And, glad to see you in the house. Just going over what the Irish people say, lucky. You know, we don't believe in luck, but I've been wearing my Raiders hat and hoping that it followed through to the season, right? But I'm Roy Anthony. This is one of our co-stars, Cynthia Joi. Big Hank will be popping in. Under the Woe Entertainment, which was created by Richie King, aka stage name Redneck Pimp, along with our co-creator Goose, our associate producers Blue Phoenix and Athens, and then we have our sponsor Matthew Brooks, along with our good neighbors like the BV Nation, that's the Backwoods Veterans in Oregon, along with the VRS Veteran Radio Syndicate, which is all around the U.S. They over 300,000 strong, along with some of the Canada media pays attention to us. Miss Cynthia, you ever heard of a writing group named Vice?
I have, but VISE, right?
Yes. We've had one of their main writers who came in as a visit because of talking about the militarization of the police department, which is actually also occurring in Canada. And so a lot of our people who was paying attention to us in Canada, Germany. We've been had people hit me up on the show coming all the way from um, what is that? Where the kangaroos and everything be at? What's
Australia.
Australia and stuff? It's like 4 in the morning or something at their time, and so we want to give everybody a shout out saying, "Hey, welcome to the show." The WO was created to bring awareness to our veterans who get so much suicide, and now it's not just our veterans; it's also our teenagers. We have almost 22 teenagers that has committed suicide per month. We have up to 44 veterans that commit suicide per month. And then um, we seem like our society never speaks up on these type of scenarios. We so worried about what's happening in Congress, and we don't speak up on our children, the safety of children and stuff. It seems like every time you look up, somebody's trying to snatch a child. Just the other day, you heard about the lady who was jogging, the billionaire's daughter. She went jogging and dude just came out. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, just came out and snatched her. Now they think that they found her body.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it's obviously they must not knew who she was or what, but for her to be a billionaire's daughter, she sure was seemed like an insecure place to be jogging at 4 in the morning,
Right.
you know. And so it seems she should have been jogging around the encampment of Mar-a-Lago and don't have to worry about, keep safety, you know. But not laughing at this lady's situation.
Right.
It's just that we tend to think that if you get so much in a financial situation that you'll be able to vanguard yourself a little bit better. Um, and then I look up and it was a black guy. It was who they arrested. Now they haven't said that he has anything to do with it. I mean, it was a nice SUV that they had called, and I'm trying to figure out what was the purpose because they found somebody over there, and I just be like, sometimes our media paints up all the negatives, especially about the blacks. It seems like we're always on. So I look at the news or read the news every day, doing research, and every time I look up on, especially like MSN.com, that's all they have us on there. And so that's why I want to wear like my hooded sweater. Sometimes I wear a polo shirt. Sometimes, we just have a talk. Hey, how was your Labor Day weekend, Miss Cynthia?
I'm just gonna smile about it because there's all kind of things that I can say about it. But I'm gonna smile about it because everything is a lesson or a blessing. And sometimes God closes one door so another one can be open.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just leave that right there.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
great. I'm here.
You sound a little, your volume sound low a little bit.
I'm finished. I'm switching you. I'm on my phone because my internet on my computer was acting funny. So now
Oh,
I'm
okay.
about to switch over.
Okay. No problem. And so, we was waiting. We have a guest coming in. I need to talk to them also about, my insurance. A lot of us, for us to have deal with deathly situations all the time, we don't have a lot of blacks that have insurance. You ever notice that? I've been seeing where families I've seen people pass, and then their family members is out there on the intersection asking for change with a picture of them on the T-shirt, trying to bury their loved one. Okay, I was like, we got two Cynthia Joys in the house.
Yeah, no, that insurance thing. I actually just dealt with that because my uncle, I told you he passed away. He didn't have any insurance, and it was hard trying to, bury him and do everything that we needed to do because he didn't have the funds. And I
Yeah,
think in our community, we so afraid to talk about death because don't nobody want to die, but it's a part of life,
yeah,
and people don't plan for it. And now our families is left trying to figure it out.
But especially in our neighborhoods, we should be able to be like, if you're going to live in this neighborhood, you got to have insurance and stuff, especially if you live into a certain point of life. I would tell anybody, sometimes, we're uneducated about when we start with a job. I can
Hmm.
understand that you looking for a job. And that's why we got a young lady coming in, Miss Leonie Wait. She's in the back in the comment section as Francine Beauty. She says she's trying to get on. Probably best, if you're coming through. Well, I gave her the link and everything, so we're hoping that she can get in and stuff. She's probably busy, and she's a very professional hairstylist. I've been knowing her since 2008. When I used to run my comedy, 2009, I used to run a comedy show in Long Beach, and she one of the most talented beauticians. And I wanted to talk to her because I've been telling everybody in the next 10, 15 years, I'm talking about moving completely to Belize, you know. And I Miss Leonie Wait has something to do with that too. I want to wait for her, but she is on insurance. And sometimes we act like, we're going to live forever, or I'm not going to prepare for that time. But it's not fair for your family, friends, and stuff is trying to bury you. They want to bring. Is that your phone?
Yeah, that's on my. Let
Okay,
me
yeah.
go ahead
And
with
I
it.
was just looking down, making sure it wasn't mine.
Today, my
Um,
mama's birthday, so my sister's been calling me because since my mom passed, we tell each other happy birthday in honor of her. So that's why they blowing my phone up.
tomorrow's your birthday.
No, today is my mother's birthday. My birthday is on the 23rd of
Oh,
this month.
yes. Rest in heaven, for real. Her
Thank you.
mother's birthday would have been today, is today, and she had to go back to heaven. Am I correct? And stuff. That's how I see. Remember, we was talking one time and stuff, and I can tell she left. No matter how people look at someone while they living, God knows that person's heart, you know.
Mhm.
And so there's certain people I just like to believe that they went to heaven, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Stuff, I don't, some people are. I think we was talking about that before, but I, something was caught my mind. The subject was called "To Be or Not to Be." That was old Shakespeare saying, "To
hmm,
be or not to be." But we're saying is be yourself.
absolutely.
You ever find yourself where I find myself sometimes had to be a chameleon, but don't have to change up my essence. Okay, like if it makes sense, like okay, everybody
Yeah,
knows sometimes. Huh?
no, I was gonna say yeah, that makes sense because it's like no, I want to turn it off and want to turn it on.
There it is.
It's a time and place for everything. So
I'm glad you said it. That's exactly a time, place for everything. Okay, as you and I, we both stand up comedians, and as a stand-up comedian, I know Cynthia's been through this. You ever been somewhere in public and someone knows you're a comedian? The first thing they be like, "Oh, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke." I excuse her for a second. That's how they do, and it's like just because I do stand-up comedy doesn't mean that I'm always doing comedy. I have things going on in life. um Cynthia, once she gets off, she'll be able to oh wait a minute, let's see if we can send you the link again, Miss she's trying to get on. Let me see if I can send her the link that that we have for everyone else. And everybody knows how we do this. It's a conversation. It's like we meet up at the cafe and just say, okay, hey, let's talk. And
what
so
you
she,
ask me?
no, because you made a valid point. When to turn it on and turn it off. You are stand a comedian. Have you ever had where people is asking you like, "Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke."
Oh yeah,
You get that scenario,
yeah.
and so it's like I ain't trying to be. I'm an ass, but it's just that I'm not here to do no comedy. I'm regular life.
Right.
I remember I used to have where we would come in situations and say stuff like, "Hey, do I come? What you do for a living? You cook burgers? You gonna cook a burger for me right now? You know what I'm saying? Okay, wait a minute. Should we have our guests in the house? Let's bring her on in the house. And so, how you doing, Miss The Only Way? How you doing? It's good to see you.
Is my mic on?
Oh yes, we can hear you clearly.
How are you, honey bun?
Oh my goodness. Hey.
Hey,
Oh,
well,
you
you know
good?
what's up.
Is that the new thing with the ladies? You just
Okay.
seen her doing it.
So it's actually when you're on a tube like this, your sign language. And so you're saying hello to everyone that signs. So you're saying hello.
Oh, well, you did your hair because Cynthia always does this.
Well, yeah, I was giving her some love.
Oh yeah, see there. Boy, them ladies always look out for each other, don't they? It's good. It's good to see you, Queen. And we was just talking about something that. Well, first, why don't you tell us about yourself, your profession, if you don't mind, and little quick intro about
Well, as you know, you have your family business and then you have your wealth building business.
it.
So
Yeah.
I've been a hairstylist for over 30 years. And
Yeah.
wow, Anthony, we've known each other for a long time. It's
Yes.
like, wow. And my daughter is 30 now.
Wow. It has been a minute.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
I learned how, for being an entrepreneur and, having the opportunity to work for myself for so long, I learned how to build wealth just by working for yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to push that 9 to 5 and someone tell you when you can go to the bathroom, when you can take vacation, or
Yep.
when how long you can grieve when you lose a loved one.
Yes.
So I've been very blessed, because you know me a little bit about me. I had cancer and ovarian cancer, and a lot of people, I've known a few people that had ovarian cancer that didn't survive. So it's a blessing to be here and to be able to share my story alive and healthy and well. Um, and my other business is living benefits, helping people to gain wealth, because when you don't know to do better, you can't do better. But when you know to do better and someone give you that valuable information and you decided just to put it on the side and put it in your hope chest, you're not
Yes.
get nowhere. So
Yes.
I've learned how to share the business so we can all grow, not just to certain people, but to everyone. It makes sense to share to everyone.
Yeah.
So I was hearing when you were saying how people pass away, and I've had experienced that myself, with my own family. My mom, since I talked to you, my mom passed. She passed in 2012,
Oh my
but
control.
I had her covered. We had everything in place, and that was because I took steps to make
Yeah.
sure, because she had a policy that she bought when she was in her early 20s, and it was only like $500.
Mm.
And back then, in her early 20s, $500 probably would have did something. But for us in these days, you can't do nothing with $500 face amount policy.
Yeah.
So by knowing that, I took her policy and upgraded it, and made sure she had everything she need, and see, now people think insurance is just for death. No, you can use your policy for living as well.
Yeah.
It
Now,
comes with benefits.
yeah. Now, see, now you are hitting on the subjects, and I wanted what we do is our viewers. We always pride ourselves on our viewers always learn. They learn around the world. They know that we try to show them a different outlook, especially as us being classified as Black Americans. I like to consider myself just an American, and my neighbors, which is all ethnics, loves because we go over certain conversations, some certain scenarios, and this is something that I want to really bring Miss Leonie on because ever since I've known her, she's always been structured. She'd helped me with my comedy show back in the days, and there was things I learned I never really got to expound to it, but she saved me on certain things because she knew how to actually talk. See, the thugs sometimes come out on me, and next thing you know, business out the door. I'm taking the street ways. Miss Leone knew how to smooth the wrinkles out, and I appreciate you for that. So when she spoke to me, I'm gonna listen. You reached out to me on LinkedIn. I think I sent the picture with me and my family. Uh,
Beautiful.
you know, my kids, my babies were 1 and 5 when we met. They 18 and 14 now. Yeah, the 14-year-old was 56 in spirit or something. She knows everything. So
Wow.
yeah, and so but it's a blessing to see you here, and you still have the same mindset of helping people.
Yes.
um can how to a person start, because I'm gonna tell you something what I gone through. By trade, I'm a civil designer,
Hmm.
so I work for this firm
Hmm.
for a project, so they have their benefits and their insurance and everything. And what I find myself happening is that when I go to another project or another firm that's a little bit more beneficial to me, I lose my insurance and stuff with them. It's like I paid them for nothing to obtain anything. What is the best to be able to get insurance for your own self without through the companies?
Well, it's always good to have something privately. So, a lot of my clients that I try to share with them, when you're working for someone, that employer is covering their employees. So, while you're working in their establishment, if something happens to you, they're going to cover you with a certain amount of money that they're going to give your family. But they're going to tell you, this is what we think you're worth, and this is what we're going to pay your family,
Hmm.
even though it's not enough to either cover the home or anything else or to continue on with your legacy. So, what we do, or should I say, what I do, I sit down and I go over the person's financials and help them get to that level. So
Yeah.
let me back up. Okay, so when you're at work, when you
Hmm.
leave your job, you can't take anything with you. You lose
Yeah.
your insurance. You still have your 401k and your pension. You can roll that over, but your insurance, it doesn't come with you. So
Yeah.
to get insurance outside of that, that's where I come in. I have I work with over 45 different carriers, so I'll find the right plan that will fit your family. And the good thing about it is this plan can last you, and it can give you a retirement plan with this. So I use each individual plans that I have for myself and for my I have grandkids now. I have two beautiful girls that my daughter blessed me with.
Wow. You're a grandmama now?
I am a grandmother.
Well,
Yes.
grandmamas do not look like they used to do back in the days, don't they? You're not looking like, I was, we back when we was kids. Big Mama and them like look like Ancient Mama and all them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the thing like Esther roll on their head and all that. It looked like grandma was like this. Look at this grandma. I'm sorry.
Now,
Go
I
ahead. No.
have heard that. I have heard that. But that's all about keeping up your health. You know what I mean? I experienced going through cancer, so I had to make sure I take care of myself
Yeah,
mentally and physically, because that's another thing. You don't supposed to wait until you get sick or being diagnosed with something, a illness, and then say, I need insurance. That's
okay.
when it's too late. So you want to get it now while you're healthy. And like right now, you have children. You can set them up now, but by the time they get to our age, they can retire and they can work for themselves and start their own business because they can use the vehicles that we have and use it and buy a home, purchase a home, pay off debt if they had some debt that they occur by misusing credit cards, or they had some unexpected expenses. But this money, I mean, this plan covers everything, and you can also use it as a retirement.
Is it expensive for your plan? Because your plan sound better than any plan I've been hearing out there. You
it,
know.
it's based on your medical history. So, like,
Okay.
for instance, my grandbabies, they're set. So by the time they get 18, college will be paid for. So, and it was a
Wow.
minimum amount because they're young, no health issues, um, no debt or anything. So what the insurance company does, we kind of weigh out the balance, but everyone can afford it. We just put you in something that you know you can afford. That makes
See,
sense.
that makes sense because this is what I'm needing, and I'm letting everybody know. I'm because I it wasn't me setting Miss Leonie to come up on the show. It was that I want to reach out to her period about my insurance. And when she reached out to me, I felt that was God because I was like, I don't know how many insurance policies is on me for these design companies, and next thing you know, I'm like, how do I get it? And they like, oh, it's through the corporation, and unless
Mhm.
you're a business, you can't obtain your information. I'm like, man, what I paid $400 a month for on my check if I can't get it.
Now,
So
and,
yeah,
and and do you even know the face amount of what you're paying out of your check?
well, at the time there was a couple of times it was like 400, and I was paying 400 a month. Me or my kids got sick or even had hospital stay coming out, right?
Mhm.
I was, all of us always pray for our kids to be healthy and stuff, but I was
Oh yeah.
hoping one of them twist an ankle or something so I can use the benefits of it, you
Well,
know.
that's just like say if you're working for this company, okay, and something happens, they're only going to pay a certain amount to you.
Yes.
But now, if you were in one of the plans that we have, it'll cover terminal, critical, and chronic.
Okay. Excuse me for a second. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna let you hold that. I'm bringing up our other co-star. He's in the house. This is my main man. What's up, Mr. Hank?
How
It's
you doing?
Big
How you
Hank.
doing, Roy?
You got it, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm good, loved one. You?
Oh man, I can't complain, man.
I heard Mrs. Wade. She was over there talking some serious stuff, man.
Yes, man. Look, I was Leonie, this is Big Hank. Big
How
Hank,
you
this is
doing,
Leonie.
Leonie?
I've been
Can
knowing
I call
Leonie.
you Big Hank or should I just call you Hank?
Whatever you want to call me, don't matter. Big Hank, Hank, it's all good.
All right, all right.
Big Hank is an alumnus from USC, one of the top receivers back in the day. Big
Nice.
Hank, and he's a professional comedian who used
Yeah.
to work with Ricky Harris, rest in heaven, one of the brothers. I always say I can say Ricky Harris went to heaven because he came back and testified for a second to let everyone know God is real. So
Yes, sir.
when you on your last breath, you're going to heaven. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If a thief could say, Lord, remember me in your paradise, he like, don't even worry. He said, don't worry, you're going to be with me throughout
Yes,
paradise.
yes, sir.
So
Today, that's what he
today,
said today. Yeah, today
yeah,
you'll be with me in paradise.
he was probably in paradise before Jesus. He went down to witness for 3 days down
Yeah,
there to them heathens
right.
that was gone before him. But
Yes, sir.
Leonie has always been an infrastructure.
Okay.
She worked with me since when I first had my comedy show over there in downtown Long Beach. I was
Okay.
bringing out. There was times when dealing with certain, I call them divas, male divas or something, right? The third part would come out on me, Big Hank, but Leonie was the infrastructure and the calm voice, and so she would,
Yeah.
smooth out the wrinkles and stuff
She
like
was
that.
she was the glue that held it all together, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she would do stand-up comedy sometimes, but she was more one to do the infrastructure. She seen my blunders and stuff and always had my back. She don't even
Right.
know is that I walk past her beauty salon over there in Lakewood sometimes, and I just go over there to the CVS to get some beer. I don't want to stop at the beauty salon and go in there and say, "Hey, all you ladies," and they be like,
Yeah.
"Who's this creep in here?"
who
Some
let this
people don't
weirdo?
want
Who
to be,
let this weirdo with the
yeah,
beer up
some
in
people
here?
don't want to be seen without their work being done. They go in
No.
there hitting like Batman until she gets done with them. Then they come out all bold. So you
Yeah.
know. But she's working about insurance. She's serious and she does her own. And I'm going to be lining myself up with her after this show. I'm going to get my insurance right.
Yeah.
Miss Leon, you were just saying something about it was 3 categories you were speaking. If you don't mind astounding back on it.
Yeah. Three categories that comes with the plans now that they didn't come with 10 years ago is the critical, chronic, and terminal. Those are the living benefits that you can use in the process of you're still living. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's how we do. Oh, she didn't even call you the proper name though. She would have said, "Hey, sugar face dumpling neck."
Okay, you know what?
I said it wrong.
I would
She
have hit you
said
with the
that.
hey, sugarfoot, sweet face, honey love.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I'm
my
saying? She said
partner
better.
Joy, man. That's my partner Joy.
Yeah.
How you doing, Hank?
Good, good. Says you.
Good.
Yeah, she
Blessed by the best, baby.
brings that comfort. She makes me feel like I've known her for 30 years. I
She
mean, such a
did.
I told you was gonna be comfortable on this show.
God,
You know,
all
but
there.
so how do we start? Can you? How?
Okay, so most people think that death benefits are only used if you die. So that's why most people, I have people argue, I ain't leaving him nothing. I ain't leaving her nothing. Don't think like that. Don't think.
Right.
If you have a family, let's think that we're leaving a legacy for our children's to keep going on. So you can do that. You can leave a legacy through life insurance.
I thought that was through YouTube. I'm sorry.
No, it's through living benefits. So
Yeah.
let's just say, okay, let's say Big Hank, you're working and something happened and you injured your arms and you can't use your hands and you have your wife or your significant other come in and have to take care of you. She's pulling everything from you guys, savings from your 401k and everything just to keep you alive. Now, our living benefits will literally keep you, let's say your face amount is, let's just say it's $1 million because Hank, you're worth a lot. So you want to make sure you're covered. And you injured yourself, you'll give your agent a call, which would be me, and you say, hey, I injured myself. I can't work. The doctor gave me this form saying that I can't use my arms and legs and I got to have someone feed me or whatever. And I said, okay, let's call the insurance company and let's see what we can get. And they'll say, Mr. Hank, we can give you $250,000 to take care of yourself now. We'll transfer that into your checking account in 3 days. And then hopefully that will be enough. And then you still have 250 if for burial. So the benefits now you can use now instead of when you die. So you still have access to living benefits now. And we didn't have those before. Now,
Two
when I
hundred fifty
had cancer,
thousand to bury.
say that again.
You said $250,000 to bury someone.
Well, you don't need 250,000. You're leaving that to your legacy. Now, for
Oh, because I thought I was gonna be paying $250 just throw me in the hole.
for me, my daughter, I don't want her to have a whole funeral for me. I want her to literally cremate me and all the monies that I have. I want her to get on a plane with my grandbabies and go explore the world because you took care of mom while she was here. If I was, if I lived to 90, she took care of me. I set her up. I set my grandbabies up. So they are set. If something happens to me today and we get off this air today, my daughter and my grandbabies are covered. She'll take the house. She'll pay it off if she wanted to, if she'll live in it, but she won't have any debt. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to leave a legacy for our children's children.
Yeah. Leonie, let me ask you a question. Now, you are saying things about insurance where it sounds like there are certain, like the main stream of insurance, whatever, is not telling these things like you were saying.
Well, a lot of insurance, like some people don't want to educate their clients. I like to educate my clients on insurance because if something happens, can you imagine you're looking through something and trying to find out what's going on? Something happened to my husband or something happened to my wife. And now I'm looking for the paperwork. And then you find the paperwork and you find out all these years you've been paying for accidental insurance. And she didn't have an accident. These were natural causes. That insurance plan will be void.
What?
All that you've been paying, you will not be able to use it because you didn't realize you got accidental insurance instead of a regular, like a IUL or a whole life or a term. You just got accidental. I had a client, she was
Well,
paying money and her mom passed. And then she said, how can I use this? And I set them all down and I said, I hate to tell you, you guys have accidental insurance. She can't use
well,
this.
Why would somebody just get accidental insurance?
Not being educated, not
And
knowing.
so an accidental insurance only covers you if you have an accident?
Yes, sir. And if you don't, let's just say you don't have an accident, like this case here. If you don't have an accident, all that money is done. It's done. You can't get it back. Can't do nothing with it unless that person died for as an accident.
That sounds messed up.
It is, and that's
Yeah.
why you have to read. Now, if you're working for a company, that's
Why would
how
somebody sell you that?
that's
I
how
was saying, I was gonna say, why would somebody sell you that? They were just trying to get you anyway. Whoever did that hookup.
Well, look at it this way. If they didn't explain it, if they explained it and they said, now, again, this is accidental. That's just like me saying, Hank, again, I'm selling you insurance. And then if you don't say, Mr. Leone, what kind, or Leone, what kind? And I'm like, well, this is just for accidental. And then you say accidental. What does that mean? And then if I don't explain it to you,
Right.
that's my part. But if I explain it to you and I said, well, it's if you have a car accident and you go off the side of the embankment and you die, but you have to die accidental before you can claim this money.
So that means that if he died naturally, it's best for us to put him like in a car before we let anybody know and push
roll him over the side of the hill first, and then call the police. Then call the police.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, though, I want to make sure I heard right because I've been all over the place.
Okay.
So, with natural cause deaths and stuff like that, that's only stuff that's where you die in your sleep or.
Well, yeah, because my mom died of natural causes.
Because like my mom died of a stroke. That wouldn't have been considered natural causes, would it?
No, but you could, if she had accidental insurance, you wouldn't be able to claim that.
Right.
Now, had the regular insurance, yes, you'll be able to use that.
Okay.
You'll cover her, and you'll be able to bury her with ease and no struggles, no nothing.
Okay. So medical, you just have to have regular insurance for any kind of medical health that you might have. And
right.
It's not accidental, you're fine.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to be careful with the accidental.
Now, do you provide health, life insurance, and anything that comes with that?
Yeah. Yes. Health, life, annuities. We do rollovers. We protect the family. We help the family have a retirement plan together. We even do living trust, because a lot of us, you already know, we don't like living trust. And a living trust is to make sure, I'm using Hank again because I see him so close on the screen and it just feels like he's in my lap.
I got the whole world by me, so I can't.
So if Hank had 5-6 kids and he has 3 of those kids that's doing well, handling their business, and then he may have 1 or 2 that's kind of struggling and they trying to get somewhere, but they had these little differences that, they went the wrong way. But if he put all of them on his home, let's say he has a $5 million home, and he put all their names on that, and one of them out of the 5 may have some tax problems or credit problems or not paying child support problems, they can come take Hank's house because he put their names on that house for them to inherit after he's gone. So you have to be careful who you put in your will and in your living trust.
All right. I got one more question. Now, what if I got regular insurance, but I accidentally die?
What's regular insurance?
I don't know, but I know if I had accidental insurance and I died regular, I don't get paid. But if I got regular insurance and I die accidental, do I get paid?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so all right, I got you. So yeah, so the accidental insurance it makes no sense to get that.
Well, because some people work, their jobs normally provide that. When you're working for someone, they provide that for you, because if you're on their property and if you have an accident at their property, they're going to pay your family what they think your family's worth. And that's probably $30,000, $50,000, which your family is worth way more than that. but that's what companies do to cover themselves. So they're going to benefit if you have an accident at work. So they're going to benefit. That's where that group insurance come in at. They're going to benefit at work, but you will never know what they got if you had an accident at work and you passed away. You would never know what the company got, but they're going to send your family whatever they feel that, to cover them, to smooth out the road for them.
Leonie, can I ask you a question? How do we start? Like, how can someone contact you to get insurance?
Well, they can reach me, and this is my phone number. You can call me direct at 714-943-6678.
Okay.
And at my email, you can send me that, FRANZINE, Francine Beauty,
Okay.
BEAUTY, info@gmail.com.
And everybody, this is being recorded, so you can always go on YouTube if you missed the number, and you can play it up to how many minutes that was or whatever. At the 10:40 mark.
Did you say Francine Beauty?
Yes.
Who is Francine, Leonie?
Hey.
Okay. All right. Just checking. All right.
And that's right, Leonie Francine. That's right. Now let me ask you a question. Okay, so some people say, I've seen where they went to go get health insurance, but now they had to go take a physical. And the physical may be having something altered with that person. Does that affect the insurance with you, or how does that work?
Well, the same thing. We'll do like certain ages, 50 and under. If you go to the doctor regularly, you will not have to take a physical.
Okay.
Let me see who all listening to this, because there's some things I could say, but I don't know who's all listening to this. But
it's all over, yeah.
Okay, well, if it's all over, I'll tell you later. But
okay,
yes,
girl, tell me later too. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even use my full government name because I don't know who's listening.
Sometimes he even changes his voice so they don't even know who he is. He be changing.
But I've been taking this so seriously because throughout our years, I always see someone who I've seen established, live in an apartment, housing family members and all that's all cool, having barbecues. Then when someone dies, I see them with T-shirts up with the loved ones on, asking for change at the intersections.
Yes.
And it's always been like, I always said, is it that expensive to bury someone that they got to come out here and beg for extra money?
No. They could, some people, now, for instance, I've seen them out there begging, and I put my card in their buckets so they can call me. So the next person in the family can have some insurance the next time.
I know that's right.
Because I don't want them to have to do that. I do not want my daughter.
You said you give them a business card, not $1.
Well, I wrapped it up in some money.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said I drop a business card. I ain't no $1.
Like she ain't even help us or nothing. She just gave us her card. She ain't help us.
Came to be the first place. Somebody else in your family gonna die, so I'm trying to keep it real from doing this again.
So you want to make sure your family's covered. But for me, I told my daughter, no, don't spend a lot of money. She's not, and she already know my will and my living trust says do not, because cremate me. I don't want you to come back to the site and look at me because I'm not there. Take that money and travel, enjoy life, take my grandbabies because I got them set.
Let me ask you a question. When you say the trust, now I've heard this, in the engineering firms and stuff, and they have where the trust sometimes will pay out dividends, amount of monies to the kids at a certain age or something. Now, does the living trust goes along with making payments for for your insurance?
Well, see, the living trust, you pay that one time. Unless you have to upgrade it, renew it. Like for me, I had a living trust. And when I was going through cancer over 30 years ago, I had my mom as, to take care of Cameron, you know, because Cameron, my daughter, was only 8 months old when I was diagnosed.
Yes.
So I wanted my mom to make sure she had enough money if I didn't make it to take care of her. So as my mom passed, I had to go back and redo my living trust. And now my daughter is over it, you know, and everything. And so you upgrade it. I mean, you go back and renew each trust, you know, every time something different happens. Say, for instance, you know, you get married and you want your spouse to have part of that living trust. Then you go back and redo it, you know. Mine's not going to change. Mine's going to stay the same. Married, my
Now,
daughter.
how much would you have to start with a living trust, Miss Leone? How much would you?
Well, for an average, let's say for a single person, you probably pay about $600 to do a living trust.
$600 a what, a month?
No, one
No, she
time
said
for a
one
living
time.
trust.
Just to get the living trust, that's it?
Hank, yes.
All right.
And
You know,
now that living trust
like I
deals
said,
with
$600
your property.
And what would that living trust do for me? What would the living trust do?
Okay, for you, I don't know, because I don't know if you have a spouse.
I do.
Uh-oh.
You want
Mm-hmm.
your property to someone. That's what a living trust does. A living trust to make sure you don't go to probate.
Gotcha.
Probate is where we get jacked up.
Right.
We're fighting. Our siblings were going at each other. No, mommy said she was going to leave me this. Daddy said he was going to. No, you put it in a trust. You write it out. You make sure you have everything in detail where you want it to go, down to the jewelry, down to your stuffed animal collection. You know, I had one client, he had over $5 million worth of animals. So it all depends on what you're going to do with it.
Now, can you add stuff on as you progress in life? Can
Yes.
you add to, and it doesn't cost more?
She may charge you, if you go to the same person, especially my lady, she may charge you maybe 150 more. It all depends on how much paperwork, you know, because when I redid mine, now my first living trust, it was like $2,000,
What?
you know, but now it's pretty much, you can pull it off online, get it notarized, and move on. But make sure you have an attorney, someone that knows, because you could do that, pull it online, write it up, establish what you want each person to get. And then if you only tell one person, and that one person is the one that's not getting anything, that person can destroy that living trust and nobody will never know. And they
Oh,
can.
now, does the living trust work along with your like 401k?
No, it's separate.
Because
You,
I have a 401k and the bank had me to break down what the percentage I want to be given to my kids or whoever I had as heirs, right? So of course the kids.
yeah,
And so it's a living trust then like a will?
a living trust is like a will, and you can have
Okay.
both, because I have a living trust and a will, but I only have one child though.
But what's the difference between a
Well,
will and
I will my this and that, my living trust, because I'm still alive. I'm still alive. And if something happens where I lose my mind and I can't really think clearly, I'm still living. I want someone to take care of me while I'm still living.
Right. Okay.
oh
So they can take care of all my
oh
I need
that
to
is
go make me one then. That's important.
yeah. Because you know what? I'm so sincere. I was just my mother's elderly, as you know, and she's independent, but I'm seeing them days eventually, right? And so I was looking at myself like that was one of the reasons I'm gonna get back to that subject because I've been talking about I want to move to Belize in 10 to 15, 10 years. You know why? I've been saying ever since she talked to me about that, what her dad did, that's been my retirement spot since. But I was always concerned with this way this medical care and all this goes to, and I see so many of the seniors fretting about if they're going to get the proper health thing or who's going to take care of them. And that's the reason why I was here. And I said, I don't want to get to a certain age, then all of a sudden, if I can't work, who do I depend on?
exactly. So that's where that comes in. Now I only have one daughter, and she saw the way I took care of my mother. So
She come back in. Okay.
somebody was calling. There was no way that I would have her. She said, Mom, if I have to, I will build something in my house, no matter who I marry, but I'm gonna make sure you stay with me, because she saw the way I took care of my mother. So when you show your kids, and your kids are watching you take care of your mother, they're gonna say, Dad, we got you. You're gonna have maybe one seed that's probably like, no, let's put him in a home. He's good. You know, I got to do my thing.
I'm going through that right now. Not me. They ain't talking about putting me in the home.
No,
Yeah.
talking about your.
I'm strong enough to deal with them. But I'm going through the same thing because they watch me and my mother. And so my 18-year-old is out here now. Remember I was telling you he graduated and he's out here. And I've been looking at, because I'm the head of my whole household. And, I'm single. So I don't have a spouse. And so now I'm like, if I don't have a spouse and something happened to me, what do I do? And this is what the big question mark that I've been going through personally. I wear a poker face, so I really don't show that scenarios, but this has got me interested big time.
Yeah. Okay. I can relate. I'm actually, of course, we live again. I'm actually going through a divorce right now, and I have my daughter, but I know my daughter is going to be right there for me, and I still want my ex-husband to have the things that he wants. I don't want nothing from him. He wants nothing from me. But taking care of me. Hey, I got my daughter. If I fell walking out of my place right now, I know my daughter would be here to take care of me. So if something happens to you, Roy, who for sure will be able to take care of you?
Shoot, just like it's been in the past. I had to pull out the bullets myself and stitch up my own stab wounds.
Oh,
with a thread needle. That's where I'm at.
This is where insurance. If you have everything in place, now I have my insurance, because again I had to create my own life insurance, my own disability, my insurance, my own 401k, my own pension plan, because it was handed to you guys when you work with corporate America. They hand you a packet, you fill it out, and they tell you this is what we're going to pay you if something happens. I had to create all that myself. So I said, Leonie, this is what you have to save to take care of yourself.
But yours is set better, because the companies did, when they let me go, they keep my package.
They took your package.
I'm knocking at their window. Can I get my package at least?
You can keep your 401k, because they want you to roll it over to your next company that you work for, or you have to pull it out. And if you don't pull it out, let's say because you're directly in the stock market, if that 401k, every time that market drops, you're losing money. Now, when you put it in the plan that we have, when the market drops, your money stays level.
Oh, I got to talk with you then.
It picks back up when the market goes back.
I got to talk to you then, because boy,
y'all cheating. She cheating over there, man. That's cheating.
Yeah, my 401k.
That's all right. I'm gonna call you.
Hey, I called myself, had an attitude with just one company. They was over in Maine, and they said, "Do you want to join the 401k?" Nah, take myself out, right? Yeah. And so next thing I know, when the hard times hit in between, I take it out, and I couldn't understand. Every time I took some money out from it, I had to pay 10% to the federal, and I'm like, "Isn't this my money? What the world? You got to pay 10% more?"
No.
So I found myself taking out a bigger lump sum, since they're gonna take their 10%, because I'm on the now, because I don't have no plan like you got set up.
I need it now. I need it now.
You know what I'm saying?
My cash.
I need it now.
Them hungry
JG Whitworth.
I was like, yeah, with that commercial.
JG Whitworth.
Okay.
Yeah,
JG Whitworth.
1-800, I need my money now.
JW Winworth. They're saying if you got a settlement,
right,
they will help you get it quicker with the settlement. But a 401k, your job set it up for you to have for retirement. So if they're not matching you, if your job is not matching you in your 401k, don't get in it. But if they're matching, that's free money to you. also, because I've moved some of my clients their money over. They wanted to see what I can do for them. So I said, if you don't trust me fully, let's move some of it. When they moved some of it, they said, oh my God, within a year, I made more money here than I have in my 401k.
Wow.
Well, that's what made me move from my savings to like start putting my money in the stocks and crypto, because the savings was like 3 years, $5 made what, 25 cents.
Yes.
So I'm like, that's a waste of time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
for
the
real.
the bank's interest is only 0.0001%, and our minimum is about 7.43% that you
You
can
got
make
to
on your.
take over my thing. Look, I have a nice salary. I have a nice salary, especially since I've been paying tithes. I would like the insurance people to know that I pay tithes now, so I do got a spiritual foundation.
Roy came like this. Here, y'all take this then. Just take all that. Take all
Yeah,
that.
for real, because look, I lie you not. I've been in a position now as a civil designer. I've been working with a lot of different firms. They would bring me in as a contractor for every major project. You know, the Gold Line train that runs from Union Station, Pasadena, I worked from the beginning to the end. The water filtration system and all that. So we work on a project for about a year, and next thing you know, everything that I thought I was accumulating, but that project ends, I lose all of that. Then I'm back to square one. And it's been getting to me like, what am I doing wrong with my money? I got into stocks, I got into cryptocurrency. I'm going through something now. I had Voyager, right? And I had Shiba on Voyager. And I bought it at $60. I had $60, Big Hank. So I get a letter a couple of weeks ago, and it said Voyager has filed bankruptcy, and they gave me the court thing. So I went on the app, and it went up to 90-some dollars. Man, every time I tried to sell my stuff, it said due to technical difficulties. I said, I can't win for losing. I need some type of security or something. I make nice money. I have a nice, right now I work for Winston Engineering, where I'm over the civil, me and another guy's over civil engineering. First time I've ever been in this type of situation. So they don't pay for our healthcare. They just give us a donation of a couple of $100 a month for the insurance that we want to use.
Okay, so
So
what
that's where
insurance
I'm at.
want to use?
Yeah, I need to put it somewhere, because right now I'm just buying my own. You know, I spend it on regular bills, and I need to get some type of insurance. I got spiritual insurance because I pay tithes now. So
You and these damn ties.
hey, I just don't know, boy. I was like Paul, I was an advocate against it. But since I paid my tithes, I feel a little bit more confidence, and there's money's always in my pocket. I'd be like, hey, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, especially because I still pay my tithes as well.
Yeah.
You also need to, it's almost like if your job is giving you a stipend to put money somewhere, you should take that money and invest it, and then you can see it grow, because then you will have your medical insurance. Because see, for me, again, self-employed, I had to find my own medical insurance. And for the last, 20 years, I was paying $715 for medical insurance because I needed to make sure I had. That was crazy. So then I get married, and then he wanted me to get on his insurance. I never had a HMO. So I was with him on this HMO, and I, still wanted to go and call the doctor when I needed a specialist. And they were like, oh, no, you have to be referred. I said, referred? Why?
Yeah, that's what I've been going through.
Because you're in an HMO now,
I
not a
sent the
PPO.
Big Hank's information. Big Hank referred me to these cats and let them know. I thought it was like Hollywood representation, I'm going through this. No one understands what you're saying is pivotal to me. I mean, it's like when I get off to the show, I need to fill out paperwork. I'm in for insurance because I make a nice salary, but I'm out there. And I know I need help. And see, this is what I want our listeners to pay attention. Sometimes we don't ask these type of questions because we got this pride, like we don't want nobody to think they schooling us. I make this money.
Shit, school me. Shit, school
Yeah,
me.
that's what I'm saying. We need
School
schooling.
me.
There's a lot
School
of
me.
people I know is Leonie, and I'm glad she reached out to me. That was nothing but the Spirit of God,
Yes,
because
sir.
I've been going through this for about a month. Right now, okay, I've been in the middle of buying a house. I wanted to buy a house as an heirloom for my whole family. And so I was going to buy it here. I'm in Kansas City right now. I've been going, I go back and forth from Long Beach to Kansas City. So we don't have no family heirloom. So I went to try find a house. So there were steps I had to take for the past 4 years. First, I didn't know if you didn't file your taxes, they put what they call state liens and levies on you. So I got all my year's taxes filed up. So I showed the financially. The thing I'm going through now is I need 20 more points for my credit score, because, and that's going to be another lesson on how I was using my credit cards. I'm matter of fact, my points went up because my credit uses of how much I have is gone down. It's at 57%. At one time, I was batting 100% on my credit card. I'm paying it off, but the credit bureau's like, you ain't responsible and stuff, right? So I've been bringing I'm going through this. Am I the only one who's been through this?
No.
Oh, and so
No,
it's,
no,
well,
you're
thank
not.
y'all making me feel better, because I was like, bro, you look like an innocent and stuff. But and as a single person, I don't have all this together. And it seems like if you are married, then you got something that, someone like yourself, Leona, you so wise on this. I be thinking like, wow, I don't want to feel bad that I lost so much money in the past if I would have asked questions. But I've been in the
Well,
field.
the money and ask questions because I've lost a lot just by being married.
How
Because
you was look, Leonie
let me
had money when I met her.
look,
Leonie's always been about that money.
this is my second marriage. My first husband took me for about 180 grand
Wow. What did
because
he
he
do?
didn't want
What did the second one do?
he didn't want to leave the house. Well,
Wow.
the second one nothing because we
And you
finalizing
wouldn't have
everything.
no problems with
We didn't
me.
even put in each other's name yet.
You wouldn't
So
have no problems with me. I just need just about $10 to $15 because I'm gonna smoke a blunt with Big Hank, and that's about all I do. That's the only vice I got. Most of my funds goes to bills and trying to do the stuff. Um,
sometimes people are intimidated with entrepreneurs or women that are strong. And
I
Cynthia,
ain't
you
never
probably
been. I ain't never been into that.
sometimes.
That ego stuff would be having where your family members is trying to pay for your funeral for real. I see. And that's the thing, man. I'm not educated, and what you're doing is educated me, and I know some other people, and it's making me feel comfortable to ask questions. Because sometimes I won't ask because you would think, oh, he's at this age and he's making this amount. Why doesn't he know?
Yeah.
But fast times in Richmond High makes it where your money, because it seems like I spend more money from the net. You know what saved me? I got approved for an FHA. Now, what saved me is that I don't have a high credit score, but my bank statements show that I use more debit, and I'm trying to get away from that as well. They show 6,000 in my monthly account, and $5,833 is what comes out, along with $30 in penalty fees or whatever. And I'm trying to get above, and it's just me, and I've never been in a situation where I've been in relationships to understand it. You've seen my life. Matter of fact, we're talking about doing a new comedy show. They've been asking us to do a new weekly comedy show in Long Beach, along with some other stuff that I'm doing. But God's been showing me that I need to be in a situation where me and Big Hank got more money's coming. Big Hank is an entrepreneur, and he owns his own patent now. We have a patent lawyer. We have access to make extra money, but I've been getting my foundation better, if that makes sense. Because I'm tired of money coming in and then it's slipping through my hands and I don't know where. I'd rather pay an insurance company if I can have a living will. Like, shoot, I wish I would fall down with a broken wrist. It's going to be taken
Well,
care of.
you know about
Matter of fact, you tripped your own self when you was walking. That nigga just
Just
fell
to
down.
make sure it works. Calling Leone, right? That's my. She's gonna be on my first none of the dials. I can't do nothing but dial
Man,
Leone.
damn.
I hit a buckle sidewalk.
you can easily, you guys can put your money in annuity, an IRA, you know, because annuity will outlive you. If you fund it correctly, it will outlive you.
I need this stuff for real. I need
Yeah.
this stuff set up before I move officially to Belize. No, I'm
Where you
so
going to
serious. Everybody,
Belize? Where are you going to move it? Because you know, you have to be like almost a citizen of Belize. You know, I
Right.
have dual citizenship, and because I have family property there, I made sure I had
why
dual
you think
citizenship.
I know that I'm gonna be able to go to Belize? If you're gonna do my insurance, I'm pretty sure you help me with a place to stay.
You say
Man,
now
her dad got the property. Look, her dad was so smart.
you say now you got dual citizenship now, huh?
Yeah,
You
yeah. You got to marry one of the citizens and stuff. I know how it works and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Now, Leonie comes from a heritage that she don't mind me sharing. She shared this with me back in the day. She'd probably be surprised. I remember, but it locked in my heart. Her dad bought some land back in the early 60s, and they thought that it was just wasted land.
Mhm.
But he turned it into a resort to where when you fly to Belize, you don't get no car to go to there. You got to get in a boat to go to the property. Am I correct? See, that's what I'm saying. The LAPD is going to be hard for them to catch me if they don't get no boat. They, but no, I ain't bringing that, Leone. I ain't going to bring that to Belize.
FYI, have costars.
Oh well, see, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be, hey, I just got my dual citizenship here, sir.
I don't know where
I'm full
all
set.
this cocaine came from. I don't know where all this cocaine came
I
from,
ain't
sir.
messing with you, no. I'll be like, I come like the Catholic priest, Dominus Haefus. I'm here to bless anybody around because I picture myself going out just eating fish and drinking wine and stuff at a hammock. Or I know it's some nice place. I've been looking at this for real, Leon. You can ask my whole family. I've been talking about after I get my stuff situated here that I wanted to take dual citizenship to Belize for real. Me and Big Hank is working on major projects
Yes, sir.
right now, and I needed this because of the fact that I do have a waste of funds, and I'm tired of using the insurance. What you said, I was dumb about some stuff about the accidental insurance. I kind of had the same scenario and stuff, right? And when I felt I was wrong, they just checked. When they give you the application, you just checking things. And when they send you a certificate or something, you're like, oh, I got insurance. But you may not have the correct one.
Yeah.
That is right. That's right. I had several that I had to redo and look. Found out that some of them had accidental, or some of them had a term, and they thought because after that term they were paid in full and they didn't need any more, but they didn't know the definition of term. Term is a temporary insurance, and they will cover you for 10 years, 20 years, or 30. After those 10, 20, or 30, that insurance expires and you have to renew. And if you don't renew, you don't have any insurance.
Well, you know what? I want to tell you, we're about to be getting off of here shortly. Miss Leone, I know you be busy and stuff. I would like, if you want to and stuff, come back on Thursday. You can come back anytime you want to come on because we need this. Now, you can make a folder for me, right? As my agent. I'm
Yeah.
about to be for real now. I don't want you to think I'm gonna be a bugaboo because I need every single thing I can get and stuff for real. Especially I'm getting prepared because me, Big Hank, a lot of the brothers from Long Beach, Compton is coming together on a project, and I got this feeling, and I feel like when you got major monies coming in, you need to be
Dang.
foundated correctly.
So my ex-husband.
I beg your pardon?
I said, y'all may know my ex-husband. He's from Compton.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Well, he ain't gonna be one of the smartest dudes to get up there and lose miss for real.
Right.
I'm
I'm
up
not.
here trying to thanking God that I'm single because I'm trying to get this for real. I'd be like, babe, I can bring it to the table. I just need $15. Here's my whole check and stuff for real. Big Hank, don't worry about if I fall or something because I'm straight.
They get taken care of.
Taken care of. Because ain't nobody talk to me about taking care of. They don't even talk to me about what insurance you got, whatever. It's the only thing you got. You got a car and stuff, man. What the world? That's the least of my concern. You know?
Yeah, I set him up. I set him up and his kids, all of them. I had them all with insurance. And if something
Man,
happened,
he had kids. He came with kids. Look at Leonie. She's such a loyal person.
they were grown.
For real. See, I was too much in the streets when I met Leonie. She's always been like this.
Right.
She's been structured. If you ever seen the movie, there's a television show I tell everybody to watch. Please watch Black Monday on Showtime. It's with Don Cheadle. Good show. And that's why I felt like I'm Don Cheadle in the role. And she was the straight edge. There was some people, and she probably forgot some of that stuff, but she pulled me out to help with some jams with the way she talked to them.
Right.
With authority, you know what I'm saying? Confidential and stuff. Because me, I was like, man, we're gonna mix it up with these cats.
Yeah.
One dude who came in for Leonie, for real. I'm like, hey, I've been to the county jail. They can take me to the county jail.
Nigga said I'm going to the county
jail. If I get in a fight in there, I'm gonna be straight. You know, Leonie like, what happened to your arm? Well, I was fighting with somebody in there, but I know that I got my living trust, so somebody on my cast and everything's gonna be straight.
Okay.
But on the real deal, I need this because I am a single dude out here, rich income, and my family depends on me and stuff. And then my projects on the side, and I need that security help. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people is going to be hitting me up with questions too, because I get the questions always after the show. Do you think she'll help me? I just so do you mind if someone asks about insurance to give them that number?
Not at all. I do not mind. And then just have them like text me first, say, hey, I heard you on, your show.
Yes.
Let them, and then I'll know to respond back instead of just, answering the call.
Get my folder started. Put Roy on there because I'm about to let you know for real. Roy is not playing.
Get my folder started.
Yeah, I can't depend on them brothers off of Marketing Prairie.
Finna send you my $600 right now to get my shit started.
You feel me? You know you need to trust me. This man got his own business with the patents. For real.
Yeah.
Get at it.
As much as you really had me concerned. He was getting tested if all the prayers didn't come through and all that. That's just let us know. You feel me? And stuff. And I don't want to be unprepared. I don't want to be like the 5 unwise men. When you get this type of information, we need to take advantage of it. Because it'd be bad if we hear this, knowing you don't have no insurance, and this the only way can help you. Seems like she's better than most insurance agents that sell anything because they don't tell you everything.
Right.
I'm about to get a lot of customers to you. Better be ready. But we'll talk about that 15% finder's fee. Hey, I can bring. I'm a fisher of men. I will bring them to your door and stuff for real. Because I know some homies. I tell them, you need insurance, bro. The way you handle stuff out there, you need insurance. Okay,
I know you ain't walking around here without no life insurance.
That part. Let's be honest, that's been my biggest fear, Hank. If I pass away, will my family have to suffer and everything? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's eventually going to come.
Yeah,
I'm very healthy. I did get a physical. Leonie, I had where they take the blood and everything, and they said only thing I suffered was vitamin D. They said all my vitamins was like a 20-year-old, but my vitamin D, and I'm like, as dark as I am, I'm lacking vitamin D.
Well, because you're not getting enough sun. You need
That's
to be out.
He said. Because it's too hot out there. I need this air conditioning.
Yeah, but you can always take a supplement. You can take a supplement. put that vitamin D back in there.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that I've been suffering with, and so I was going to get one. That's why I was going to schedule this next physical around the insurance, because I'm not playing on the thing. Everybody knows I follow through what I say on my show. I need that.
And that's no cost to you if we do your medical. It's no cost to you.
Oh, for real? You do the medical as well?
Wow.
You do medical as well?
Yeah, we'll do the medical exam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Now, before we get off, one more quick question. Healthcare insurance, do you provide that? Because I've been usually getting Blue Cross Blue Shield through my companies. Because I was going to reach out to them before I talk to you. I just said I was going to reach out to them as an individual. Do I come to you through health insurance as well?
You and Hank have a business, right?
I beg your pardon?
Do you and Hank have a business together?
Not officially, like on paper. We got some other projects
you could still make it a group where if you do it, like if you guys have an LLC or something together, you can do a group insurance where you guys all come together and everybody pay just a little bit, just like if you were with a corporation.
I have a corporation too, though.
Okay.
Out
if you
there.
corporation, you are employed under your corporation.
Wow.
You can do your own medical and make it cheaper. Because I have the same thing with my salon. I have a corporation. It's corporated. So my daughter is licensed. So her and I and my other stylist.
Do you own that building over there?
Oh, no. The guy offered to sell it to me, but I got too much stuff going. I got a building in Manhattan Beach. I'm worried about paying there. So
you got 2 salons going on?
No. That's for my wealth building business.
Okay.
Wealth building business? A wealth building business? Wow.
We got to have you come back on Thursday.
Yeah, we need her around.
That wealth part.
We need her around wealth building.
Yeah. Do you mind coming in Thursday about the wealth part? Because I know we talked about the insurance.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. I call it my wealth building business because with insurance, you can literally retirement insurance. You can have your insurance pay you back. So like if I retire, I'm using my insurance if I retire, and it's going to pay me a little over 10 grand a month. So that's basically what you got with your 401k.
We're about to be in Belize drinking Mai Tais together. I seen it in the prophecy. But
So
look
you have a retirement plan at work, so when you guys are paying into that retirement plan to hopefully have that when you're ready to retire. So can you imagine getting to the end of your retirement, you don't have enough? Because it's been in the 401k and the market fluctuates, so it's taking your money. So when you don't have enough, what? So I have mine in a place where we can talk about that at another time.
Yeah, come back Thursday.
Yeah, I need that 10. I need that 10 grand. I need that 10 grand a month though. I need that to be happening. Whenever I retire, I want 10 grand a month.
If you fund that correctly, you can have it. I'm funding mines correctly. So again, I'm not going to start a whole new topic. We can wait till Thursday.
Okay, look here. We want to thank Miss Leonie Wake coming in. She just opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff. I like learning something, especially for the benefit of myself and my family.
Yes, sir.
Miss Leonie, we will have you back in Thursday if you don't mind. I'll send you the link. Miss Cynthia Joi, God bless you and stuff. Big Hank. I hope that anybody who's watching this, we want to thank everybody watching WO, and we will see you Thursday morning. God bless you. God bless everyone.
God bless y'all.
See y'all
God
later.
bless y'all.
Thursday.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show.